Hello everyone. In this session, I would like to discuss about how to manage JWT token in my node application. What things we are going to cover as part of this session means the first one is like how to create token. How to create. The next one, how to manage it. Means how to store it. The next one, how to verify. These things I would like to cover. First of all, let me take one scenario. Let me take one scenario. Explain that scenario first. Open Paint. Here I have one client side application is there. This is my client application, and there has one more application is there, that is server side application. This is my client application, and this one is like a server side application. In my server application, there has two endpoints are there. One is like login, and another one is like registration. Okay, with registration, student registration. This login endpoint basically it's a public, anyone can access it. Who knows about the URL directly can access it. But the student registration is there, right? It's a protected one. Who already authenticated is nothing but already logged in. Authorized persons only can access. Like this, you have to write the code. Okay. So first create two endpoints in your node application. I created one node application by using Express framework. Okay. I run this one by using NodeMon app. Like this, I can run it. Create two endpoints. Just copy paste this one. This is the one. My endpoint name is like login. My method is like post method. Create one more endpoint. This is like STD registration. STD registration. This one is login. This one like STD registration. Two endpoints ready. Okay. Can we access these endpoints? Can we check these endpoints are working or not? Okay. Check it. Localhost. Just write it by using advanced test client. Again, test it. Localhost. Users is my file path and login is my endpoint. Just click on send. Click on send. Okay, here the request resource is not localhost. Say this, that is spelling mistake. Click on this. Yes, login is working. The next one, STD registration. So click on this one. Yes, it's also working or not. That means who knows about the URL directly he can access this particular API call or not. Okay, but this API call is not a public, it's a protected one. Only authorized persons only has to access it or not. Only the person who already logged in, those persons only has to access it or not. Like that, you have to write the code. Okay, so how you can first open this. Yes, I created two endpoints. Now, how this guy, okay, how this particular API call knows about that person, he is like authorized person or not. How means, okay, let me do one thing. First, my client send one login request for login. Okay, this is my login button. Think he entered the username and password. Okay, that closes again, right? Okay, he sent one request to this particular resource. Okay, this is my request. Once you send the request to this guy, what this guy is going to do? He is going to processing the request and trying to give the response back. My response maybe my username and password is like correct, maybe my username and password is like wrong. So that maybe it's like fail, maybe success, maybe success. If it is like a fail, then that time he has to give the response like what? Okay, my response is like please check entered user ID and password. Like this one message he is going to give. Okay, check UID or PWD. Like this, he is going to give one message. If it is like a success, what this guy has to do, this guy do something like this. He has to create the token. If he is a success, what he has to do, I'm going to write here. One is like you have to create token. Next one, manage it. Manage token. The next one, send the to client. If it is like a success, he has to do these operations. These three operations he has to perform. Okay, once perform this operation, he has to send this token to my client or not. See, the first one is going to send the request. Okay, This guy is going to processing the request. Okay, my request may be failed, then the time you have to give this response. Maybe success, then the time you have to give this response or not. Okay, now this particular part you have to manage it. First, you have to send one request to this particular login API call. Okay, just manage. It's like a user ID and password is like correct or not. If it is like a correct, then the time create token, manage token, send token to client. These things we have to handle. If it's like a failure, send one message like check user ID and password. Like this, can we create one login API call, login API call? Already you created the skeleton. Can we write some piece of code? Right. Okay. Here I want to authenticate the username and password. Get the username and password first. Okay, my request dot body. My username is like UID. I want the password. Okay, just hard code it here. There is no database, nothing. Like this, you can hard code it. My username is like VDS and my password equals to VDS. Then the time you can say like it's a success. Else you can say like fail. Response dot send off fail. Here response dot send off success. Now can you come here? Can you test? This is my login. This is my login. Here I have to send some data. Which data? In the application JSON format, I want to send some JSON data like this. My user ID, I want my user ID is like U1 and my password is like what? My password is like D1. My password is like D1. Now if I click on this one, okay, my username and password is wrong. What is my password? What is my username? My username is like VTS. My password is like VTS. Click on send. Yes, it's success or not. If it is like a failure, which message you want me to do? Please check the password. Like you have to do the message. Now see, if my username and password is wrong, then you can get the message like this or not. If it is like a success, what we have to do? See the diagram. If it is failure, you give this message. If it is like a success, you have to create the token, manage the token, send the token to client or not. These three things we have to handle it. If you want to create the token in my node application, we have the library called as a jsonwebtoken library. Let me load it first. Let me download it. npm install jsonwebtoken -7. While running this command, make sure your internet should be enabled. Why? Because this particular library they get from cloud to in your application, where it is going to place inside the node modules. Okay, yes, see this? My JSON web token ready. So can we get it? Can we import it? Where my JWT equals to require is my library, JSON web token is my library. Here, if it is like a success, I want to create the token. How we can create the token? JWT dot sign is the method I want to create. Okay, once you create the token, you have to send this token to my client or not. Response dot send off my token. But while creating the token, to which user ID and password you want me to create? This user ID and password. This user ID and password correct, right? To that user ID and password, you have to create the token so that that user ID and password you can give here. So how you can give it? User ID, comma, password. Like this, you can give it. My user ID is the key and my user ID name is like what? Whatever you pass VTS. My password is the key and my password is like what? My password is like VTS or not. It's like a shorthand syntax. Otherwise, you can write like this. My username is this one. My password is this one. Like this, you can keep it. Now see, you created one token with this username and password and send this token to my client. You have to manage the token in the server side or not. How we can manage, just give one name, any name. Okay, my token. This is the variable name. By using this variable name, my server side guy is going to hold or store this token in my node application. This token we are sending to my client application also managed somewhere. That means after this particular first request login authentication is completed, my token inside my server application as well as my token inside my client application also. Now come here. This is the syntax. This is WT sign. Okay, this is your user information. More than that, nothing. user ID, password, user ID and password. Now come here. This is the one. Then I click on send. Now see this, username and password is correct, then the time you can get this token or not. You can get this token or not. Just copy this token, copy this token. Okay, you can paste somewhere. How to manage this token? How to manage the token in the node application? You manage this token by using this variable name or not. Any name you can give it by using this variable name. By using this variable name to manage it. Now you have to verify the token or not. You have to verify the token. Now the next level discussion. Now come here. The first part is completed. Let me open the diagram. Now this is my next endpoint. This is my next endpoint. This is my next endpoint. Now one person is there. Okay, he want to access that particular student registration point, so that he is trying to send the request. He is trying to send the request. How he send? Okay, like this, he is going to send the request to this guy. Now, first question: do you want me to allow any person directly to this particular endpoint? It's not a public like login. It is a protected one. Instead of allowing him directly, in between, what we have to do in between, you should have to verify your token or not. You should have to verify your token or not. Don't allow him directly. In between, you should have to verify your token. Verify your token, so that don't allow him to hit this particular API call directly. Okay, here verification should be processed. Okay, what I have to verify? What I have to verify? You already manage the token in the server side. How you manage? By using one of the variable called as a my token or not. My token. You managed. Now this token you already sent to my client, so that my client application also having the token he managed within the local storage or session storage or cookies. If it's like an Angular application, he stores within the service. If it is like a React, he may stores within the Redux store. That is depends my client application based on their requirement. They can store it. Okay, simply I store this token. Once you get the token, he store the token within the session storage or whatever it is. Now my client send the request, right? At the time of sending the request, okay, we send some data to register the student, as well as ask him the token also. Okay, already you send the token, right? The token also ask him to send to my server. If you send the token at the time of verification, I'm following this one. Say this. The token what you send, the token you are sending one token, right? You are sending one token. That token is equals to already I created one token, right? Okay, that one only I given to you. That token only I'm asking, so that that token I stored in the node application in one variable. What is the variable? My token. If both are same, then that time I can say like what? Okay, maybe both are like same. That means what? Success. Okay, if both are like not same, it means it's like failure. Okay, if it is like a failure, then that time I can say this guy like, okay, one response. If it is like success, yes, both are like correct. If it is like success, that means what? My client send one token, that one, and what I store, both tokens are like same. Okay, then that time I can understand like, yes, this guy is like an average person. If it is like success, then that time allow him to access this particular resource. See, once you send the request, you are going to verify. Sixth step is like verification. While verifying, okay, if the token is there or not there, check. If the token is not there, he not send the token, then that time from here you can send it token not there. If the token not there, you can send the response token missing. If token is there, then the time verify that token, and already you stored one token, right? Both are like same or not. If the token what my client sent and what you stored in the server side both are like not matched, then the time you can give the message. Both are matched, then the time you can allow him to execute or allow him to access your student registration protected resource. Now here you send the response. Which response, okay, here the response is like missing token response. Okay, if the token is there but both are not like matching, okay, different token you send, then the time it's like what, invalid token, invalid token. If the token is there that is like matching success, then the time student registration, from my student registration you can get the response like this or not. From the student registration you can get the response. Okay, and this is my response or not, the actual response. Actual response coming from where, STD registration or not, actual response coming from STD registration. So that if anybody hit this particular student registration, don't directly allow him to hit this resource. In between you have to verify that one or not. So come here, write your code. If anybody hit this student registration, don't allow him to access this method directly. Access this method directly, don't allow. In between, just verify your token. Verify your token. If you want to verify, how you can verify? Write one more function. To write functionality, write one more function. Okay, done. Now here you have to write the verification. What you have to verify? First, come here, see the diagram. You are sending the token. Can we get the token first for verification? Okay, get the token. How we can get it? I'm expecting the token to headers, where my token equals to request dot headers dot authorization is the key. Through authorization key, I'm expecting the token. Done. Okay. If you send the token, that means what? Token is there. Token is there. If he not send the token, that means what? Token is not there. If the token is not there, what message you want me to send? Here, missing token. Token is not there for verification. Okay, missing. If token is there, then the thing you have to verify or not. How we can verify? My AWT dot verify is one method. What you want me to verify? The token what you sent, the token what you sent, the next one, the token you stored in this particular variable, right? Both you should have to verify. If both are like verified, verification is completed, we call one callback method like failure and success. If it is like failure means what? My verification failed. My verification failed. Else my verification success. My verification success is nothing but my token, what my client sent, what my server stored. Both are like same. If it is like failed, you have to give the message like what? Okay, invalid token. Invalid token. If it is like success, then you should have to allow him to access this particular resource or not. This resource you have to keep here. This resource you have to keep here. You have to allow this particular resource or not. Student registration actual functionality is available here, so that you have to call my next method to call my next level function. So see, if anybody hit this particular URL, first he is going to verify. My verification failed. Token is not there. He sent missing token error message. If the token is there but it's like invalid, so then the time he is going to give this message. If token is there, it's like valid, then the time he is going to call the next. Next is nothing but this next function is going to execute. This is the way it's going to work. Now, can you verify it? Now come here. Can you check? Is my student registration now? My STD registration is accessed or not. In the past it's accessed, but here see it's not accessed. It's like what, missing token or not. Okay, now what we have to do, can we pass the token through headers? What's my header name? Authorization is my header. What is my token? This is my token or not. So can I copy this one? Can I paste it? Now can I send it? Now can you come here? Can you check? Okay, it gives me some error. My is not defined. Can we check? What is this my? Yeah, this is like the variable reference. It should be string format. Now come here. Can I click on send? Yeah, student registration called or not? My token is correct. If token is there, but token is not invalid, I removed E. Means what? It's an invalid token or not. First, if the token is not there, we get like missing token as error message. If token is there, but it's like invalid, you can get like invalid token. Token is there, it's like valid, then only he allowed you to access your actual resource or not. Actual resource is this one. This is the way we handle the tokens in your node application. How to create, how to manage, how to verify. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching.